Let's take you to ground zero in Thailand, where Siddhant Sibal continues to be, and he's been tracking developments. Siddhant, at the end of the day's rescue efforts, sum up the mood for us in Chiang Rai.
Mood in Chiang Rai is one of optimism, one of hope. People are clinging on to hope, hoping that the boys will return. Reports suggesting that more boys have been rescued from the cave. I'm just standing from a very close location to that cave, just a few minutes away from that cave where the boys are stuck, and there has been a temporary media center that has been established to give update to the media by the Thai officials on the entire rescue mission that is going currently. Today was the second day of the operation. First day we saw, that was Sunday, we saw 4 boys being rescued and taken to that hospital and try to give the medical facilities to these boys. But by and large, it's hopeful, it is optimistic, and it's a mood that many people believe that boys will be rescued from this incident that is of course tragic in every sense possible.
You've seen firsthand, Siddhant, what this operation entails, how complicated it is. Help our viewers understand what it takes to try to save these 12 teenagers and their coach from a flooded cave in Thailand, and what the hundreds of rescue workers and volunteers from across the world are facing as we speak.
Very complicated procedure. It's a very complicated process and operation that's going on in Thailand, because remember, these caves are very small caves. They are inundated with water already, and the fear is that the heavy monsoon rains can inundate it more. That is the biggest fear for the Thai authorities. Luckily today was the day that the rains from the monsoon didn't happen in a very strong way, so that was helpful for rescuing these boys who were stuck. And we also met various divers who had come to volunteer. We met one from Singapore who talked about how this operation is taking place. Though he did not give the operational details, he said that he's optimistic that these boys will be rescued and they will be taken from that cave that is just nearby from the place where I am standing.
It's a challenging time, Siddhant, for everyone, especially for the families of those who are stranded. A word on how they are coping.
Parents are worried. Yes, they have. They're not only worried; they have spoken their grief before they went missing. But we saw those letters also coming from the boys, focusing on how they would like to celebrate once they are out. How these boys talked about that they would like to get less of homework, or they would like to get less of things which they don't like, and basically they would like to celebrate their birthday. One boy said, but the boys also apologized for the entire incident, and then of course about the coach also, because he's the only adult person with them, 25-year-old coach who's along with them. But by and large, the worry of the parents and the anxiety of the parents are understandable, and the entire story, this story which has made the world look up and worry, is the fact, the human angle behind this story, a story in which the parents are worried, the kids, the boys who are stuck are in a terrible condition, and of course the government, the authorities and the volunteers are trying their level best to make sure that these boys come out and survive and live a very happy life.
So when we talk about Colombia, what is it that comes to your mind? We've already discussed football and how important a part it is of the national identity of Colombians. Then there's the music, the culture, the coffee. These are some of the most popular exports of Colombia. But there's one export that is not much known about. It's flowers. You heard that right. Flowers are a big part of the Colombian economy. They earn as much as $2 billion annually. We visited a flower market here in downtown Bogota to bring you this report.
Whether it's roses, carnations or orchids, Colombia has them all. Fields like these are common across Colombia. This country is one of the foremost producers of flowers. Flower exports from Colombia are valued at more than $1 billion.
A large part of Colombia's economy rests on these tender stems. That's right, flowers. They're big business in this country. In fact, 1/10 of the world's flower exports originate in Colombia. It's the world's #2 exporter, next only to Holland. It supplies to 89 countries. 70% of flower exports in the US come from this South American country. In fact, 4/5 of the carnations in America are Colombian. 1/3 of the roses sold in the United States of America are from Colombia.
Colombia dominates the North American flower market. More than 50% of the flowers imported into the United States are grown right here. Beyond that, Colombian flowers are making their presence felt in the European market as well. The flower business is a major source of employment, especially for the women in this country.
This country, as I said, is second only to Holland in flower exports. 3% of the European market is dominated by Colombian flowers. This industry generates more than 2 lakh jobs. 60% of those workers, especially the farm hands, are women. 200,000 tons of flower-related air freight is sent out of the airport in Bogota every year. And the flower industry generates $1.5 billion annually. And this is only growing. The bloom boom, as they say, is serious business in this South American country. This is Palki Sharma Upadhyay reporting from a flower market in downtown Bogota in Colombia.